to borrow a moment of your time, please.
Yeah, of course.
Circle so we can see each other.
I cannot hear you. What?
Said that you're beautiful.
Gotta speak up just a tad bit. This is
I
a
said
lot
you're
of fucking...
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Easy.
Yeah, okay, my hearing's going out.
Yo, real quick. So we got some things that we need to iron out. Okay. I'm probably well sure that Chaps and Jay does not know about this either. But why are we lying to a prospect? And why are we trying to brush that under the floor, under the carpet? Because you know what that does is that creates harsh feelings, and it can come back and it can bite us. The truth, as Chaps would say, the truth will set you free. Right?
Absolutely.
This situation with a prospect on how his father died, and we're lying to him. And then we're going to patch him in because we're feeling fucking sorry for him or something. That needs to be addressed, because what that will do is it creates hard feelings. And then we're patching someone in, right? And then they have access to our meetings, our votes, what we're doing behind the scenes as a criminal organization. And what is to say that that person all of a sudden goes and says, oh, well, these guys lied to me. They killed my dad and they lied to me for so many times, so many months, whatever, thinking I'm their best friend, this, that, and the other. I'm just going to rat them out. You understand, like, the doors that opens that we don't want to have to deal with? Like, I want to prevent that from coming to the table and it's being a problem, and then we're doing another body. We're killing off a family tree, basically, right? Because that's what we'd have to do. He's a loose end, you know? That's one of our rules, the bylaws. You don't talk to the police. And what if he goes and starts talking to the police and starts narking on us? And it gives us a bad rep with our allies and stuff like that. Hey, there's just so much stuff we can stir up because of that. It needs to be fixed. Individuals, you know who I'm talking about. It's been brought to my attention by other people. Trouble, Hawk, explain yourselves.
So, the reason that we kind of decided to more so, wait is, for one thing, from what I understand, what I've been told, he came to us and, said, he obviously knew his dad was in a loss, and he said that his dad was killed in a car accident of some sort. So, the main reason why me personally was more so hesitant to say anything is I didn't want to, if I were to tell him the entire truth, I didn't want to go. I wouldn't have told him who did it, but I just didn't want to essentially give him the idea that somebody in this club did it and then have him go investigating to find out who it was and figure out who it was and then, take action. So that's essentially the main persona as to why I could have told him myself, but if I was alone, how do I know he wouldn't, shoot me? If I had someone with me, they may shoot me or he may try to shoot me or the person next to me. And it's a tough situation. If it needs to happen, I know he's here. I'll gladly go pull him aside and tell him. If it really has to come to that, I will. But if it does, I'd rather have a few people with me in case he tries to get reckless, because he has the tendency to get reckless with any situation, with anything that goes on. Um, yeah.
Kind of to expand on what Hulk said, we discussed it with more than just him and I. What he said is right. He came into the club saying his dad died in a motorcycle accident. We didn't tell him the truth. And withholding information can be just as big of a lie as lying straight to his face. I'll be honest with you, it's something I've struggled with for a while. There have been people that know about the situation that I've talked to about that struggle. I do want to make it right by him. But at the same time, I can also see the understanding that other people have. So it is a struggle for me. Every day it's a struggle.
This person could be a potential member. What's one of our bylaws?
Respect.
Do you think it'd be a respectful thing by lying to him?
No, I don't.
But see, at the same time, I didn't want to, even if I told him it was a member but didn't say who, I feel like that's still lying to him. And then if I told him the specific person, well, that's bylaw 3. That's snitching on a brother, which I'm not going to do.
Well, he's gonna figure out eventually.
Snitching is more or less bylaw 3 is snitching to the police, right? I know it doesn't define that, but as an organization, as a family, as a brotherhood, sisterhood, that stuff needs to be clear to you, because what that does is that can potentially hurt us in the long run, right? I mean, you put yourself in his shoes. You got all these people like, man, you're doing a good job prospecting. We're gonna get you patched up. And then you're patched in. It's like, man, you're a brother and love you. But then they find out the entire time these people that you've come to love and trust have been lying to you about something that could be very emotional to you. Oh, I'd be mad. I'd want vengeance, or not vengeance, but I'd be mad. I wouldn't be able to trust the people I called brothers. Like, I mean, Jay, Chaps, what do you guys say on this?
I'd be mad as hell if I found that out afterwards. The people that are my new family that I'm supposed to trust were involved in something that changed me. I'd be pretty pissed.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Chaps that I'd be pretty pissed as well, finding that out after the fact, after being brought in and feeling like they've accepted me and that they're on my side, and that making it seem like that they had nothing to do with killing a member of my family, regardless of who it may be, brother, sister, mother, father, cousin, aunt, uncle.
The only thing is, we gotta make it right. Okay? That just brings my next thing. As enforcers and even leadership, when you are here, especially enforcers, when you are awake and prospects are getting out of hand, like Roscoe was, it needs to be dealt with. They are a prospect. Does not consider a table vote. I did a table vote tonight. I respect everybody who was there. The prospect doesn't have a fucking say at the table. I've said that before, right?
Pretty sure.
So as enforcers, you guys are front line. Obviously, if members aren't getting it done, enforcers, you're front line. And it should be taken care of. It should not be coming to myself, Jay, and Chaps that far up on leadership for us to have to handle it. Right? Do what you need to do and then tell us, hey, just want to let you know, be the first person to tell one of us, hey, just want to let you know that Hawk, I'm only excluding you because you're awake more than us, so you would probably know. So I'm expecting you to enforce what we're saying here to the enforcers. And even if you tell Hawk, at least one of us will know, hey, this is what happened, this is what I did, and this is why I did it. Okay, cool. Keep the prospects in line. If we start patching members in who don't respect us, don't respect each other, this is just going to fall apart. Right? I mean, it's just going to fall apart. Because then you got people who don't care what you say, and they don't respect the patch. They don't respect the people who've put the work in, day out. They just don't. So that's what that clear example was, with him. And I don't understand how, he got back up unscathed, but, maybe I missed his head or something. I just hit him in the chest. I don't know. I mean, I was swinging for the head, but maybe I missed because I'm a lousy swing with a baseball bat, so I didn't play baseball. But I only hit him with a baseball bat because when I said you don't like to beat your people when people disrespect your property or disrespect you, do you? Because throwing someone's bike down, that's an ultimate disrespect, right? And he laughed. And when he laughed, it just angered me. So that's when I hit him with a baseball bat. If he would have just said, yeah, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, he didn't even apologize. He just rode away.
I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, all our enforcers are here in the room, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
You're missing one.
Just wild
that's
card.
wild
The
card.
wild card, yeah. He's on a import assignment out of state, so.
I've definitely had this conversation with wild card already. I can't remember if I've had it with all of you in here.
Oh, yeah,
I know I've had this conversation with Karma as well, and leadership has come to the agreement that Karma is to handle beatings for women. But I've already told you guys, if you got to beat someone for disrespecting you or another member, or in this instance, their sponsor, you guys already have my full permission to do that. I don't mind. If you guys got to do that, you got to do that. It just is what it is. Tell me, tell Hulk. If we're looking at doing anything more than that, bring it to my attention, bring it to Hulk's attention, and then we can decide further. Because I don't want to kill someone without all of us being in agreement, or at least a majority of us being in agreement.
100%.
If you think the best judgment is pull them aside, have a conversation with them. If they're not receptive after that, be a little harsher, beat them up a little bit, make them run laps till they puke, till they pass out. Don't kill them, obviously. Don't mistreat them if they need water and such as they're running. Make sure they get water, but you guys don't have to be afraid of repercussions for not reaching out to myself or Hulk or Chaps or Winter for needing to beat someone.
So
I mean, a lot of disciplinary stuff goes to SA anyway, so he should be definitely the first person to know about any disciplinary going about with anybody. Then he can relay that information to Chaps and myself. I mean, that is his job. He is the one who issues that stuff, right? 110%. What was you going to say?
Yeah, just to clarify, when it was brought to my attention, it was brought to my attention by Jasmine and two other people, I believe. It was my understanding that they did run him, and they ran him till he puked. And then, Jasmine, you had a very lengthy conversation with him afterwards, correct?
Correct.
And I trust Jasmine. If I didn't trust her, I wouldn't have seconded her ability to be our chaplain. It was my understanding that it was handled, and that's the reason why I didn't take it further. Next time I will make sure that I at least have a conversation with them and go from there.
Now, I did have an ultimate question, just kind of regarding the punishment stuff, because I have been told multiple different opinions from multiple different higher-ups, especially my former sponsor, on kind of what to do. Is it usually just for the punishment? Is it more on a like a case by case basis, or if it does have to get physical, is it like any like knuckle dusters or anything, or how would that go?
I can take that. What I usually did is that if it's the first time I've seen that, and I haven't heard from any of the other enforcers that they have dealt with the same kind of thing, I would first start with a talk, tell them that I'm being nice to you. You shouldn't do that again. If I see you do that again, it's going to be worse. If they continue to do that very same thing or something the same nature, I would start yelling at them and possibly give them a beat, punch them in the head so they fall to the ground, and warn them that it's going to be much, much worse next time if I see you do something like that again. And if it then comes to that point, then it should be either handled with more violence, more fear, and or a talk like we have here.
If it gets to a point where it's something that goes beyond, I mean, you can ask for assistance, you know.
And actually, that was even another thing I was going to clarify too, because whenever the initial issue actually started, I was gonna actually handle it right then and there. Of course, I wasn't 100% confident in what I could do because, again, I was in mixed opinion, and I really didn't want to stir anything up. But whenever I went to actually go over to talk to Ross, so to speak, he just kind of decided to fall asleep on the ground right there in front. So I'm not 100% sure on what to do with that, because every time I go to try and talk with him to even just straighten him up, he leaves with no regard.
Yeah, I can second that. Seems like every time Roscoe's here and Jasmine shows up, or vice versa, Jasmine is here and then Roscoe shows up, he's kind of avoiding her. He seems to kind of disappear anytime that Jasmine ends up in his presence.
And honestly, Prez, I mean, that's the first time I've encountered something like that, and that's just a bit of a different breed, and I'm not too sure what to do with that.
My advice: someone did that to you, right? Ask what karma would do. Karma, you look like you need to say something.
Oh, I'm just.
By the way, just so you guys are clear, I have Karma in here because, as of right now, and this being her like basically last day as a senior member, right? Or for that member list, I wanted her to be in here to just kind of feel it out, listen, and I value her opinion like most of you do. Because after this, we don't know when we'll see her. She'll be out there riding.
Yes, sir. I mean, if my opinion on this, I mean, I think I've made it clear before, but when you allow somebody to do disrespectful actions, you permit it and you show that it's acceptable or not taken seriously. If it's not combated or taken care of promptly, it creates bigger issues. And to be honest, from everything I've heard, if this guy has been this way for this long, I'm kind of curious why he's still a prospect. Because if it were me, he wouldn't be.
I was thinking the same thing, Karma. I was just about to bring that up.
Great minds.
I already talked with Hawk. What I tell you outside?
Told me that if he slips up again, we're gonna start pulling patches.
No, I said start pulling his patch. That's what I said.
Or yes, patch.
There's prospect patch or whatever.
Yeah.
He, in my opinion, he needs to get gone.
Inaction is weakness, and weakness is bad.
This isn't the first time we've had a situation with Roscoe. I'm sure Hulk remembers this whenever we were trying to squash the shit going on with the hikes.
Speak up.
Whenever we were trying to squash the shit with the hikes, we had Roscoe walk up behind Rodarius and put a gun to the back of his head. You know, I pretty much immediately grabbed him and dragged him away and was like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? I really didn't do much other than a stern talking to, because at the time I was, you know, was still a chaplain. So
Oh, right after you were done with him, I took him aside and I had a nice long conversation with him, and I made him go up to Rodarius and I said, you know, if you guys want to settle a beef, you settle it now. Settle it here, settle it now. I don't give a fuck what you guys do. Go out back, beat each other silly, beat each other bloody. I don't give a fuck. Excuse the French, but like, make this thing happen. Let's not hold grudges. Grudges do good for anybody. And he settled it. So there is potential there. He just likes to hold on just a little too long.
On the subject of pulling patches, regarding JP Jr., I've about had my patience with him. So I think that if he continues slipping up and not learning from his mistakes, I think he should also be on the list of people we are thinking about stripping.
Speaking of Junior, he is outside.
Like, oh yeah, because like every time I see him, he's either really loud, being disrespectful to everyone, going around burning rubber on our asphalt and not wanting to clean it up, constantly having law enforcement here, constantly talking to law enforcement and not letting us higher ups deal with it. And the list goes on and on.
yeah, I know there was a situation with him a while back that I believe was dealt with, where he disrespected Lyle and Alina shortly after they had gotten patched.
That as well.
Yeah, that
So
was handled.
If we're really considering him a loose and he continues this behavior, I can only see one way of fixing it. That's all I have to say.
I know he's been around more when you've been around. Pyro. So I already gave you the go ahead, green light. I mean, you don't need my go ahead. You were an enforcer.
I've given him several warnings and beatings. Yeah, I still don't feel like he's learning anything from it. And now that we're all here, I just wanted to share it. That he's being more of a nuisance and a problem than he is being anything else.
Can I pull back the subject a little bit, just talking about Ross?
Yeah.
On the topic of kind of what you mentioned, karma, I do see where you're coming from with it, 110%. But ultimately, I am doing my absolute best that I can to correct his behavior. But again, it results back on every time I try and correct it, he leaves. So I'm not sure what to do in that regard. And
Close patch.
Yeah, it's not complicated.
Yeah, just go
Doesn't
to
wanna
go
be
to
around us, then we just rip it.
go to an officer or a leader and just say, hey, this is what's going on. He doesn't need to be here. He's not a good fit, and we need to just move on our ways.
okay, I understand.
You know, not all hang-arounds and prospects are material for us. Some people have to be turned away because the life isn't theirs.
It's not worth the hassle. You know, someone's not going to be here and doing that. You know, so like, I think we could be in all agreement, like we pretty much said, that they don't need to be here. So, yeah, that's that. You know, and especially if you as a sponsor really think that, we're going to listen to what you have to say, being his sponsor. And you know, obviously that's what you're basically saying, but that's what just needs to be done. If you don't think they're good, they're not listening to you, they're disrespecting other members, they're disrespecting you. We tried to correct them, try to talk to them, whatever. They just need to be gone. I mean, that's just plain simple.
I understand that. That makes total sense now, actually.
While we're on the topic of sponsors, I don't think Johnny's getting a fair shake with the current sponsor that he has in Styx. Styx is not around very often.
Skulls.
Or Skulls,
Yeah,
excuse me.
Skulls. Sticks and Nomad.
Skulls. He's not around very often. When he does show up, it's for a very short time, and then he's off again. I move that we remove Skulls as the sponsor and move it over to Adriana.
Either that, or we just do a share like we did with Chips momentarily before Chip became my own. And then if he continues not showing up, being around when needed, we can then move it entirely to Audrey. As you know, sometimes we have times where we can't show up because of other issues. Just like how Wildcard here is somewhere up north. We can't always be here, so if we really want to make sure that he can be around, I think we should give it just a bit more time than have another sponsor on top of it looking over Johnny.
I mean, I'd be okay with that too. I just think he needs somebody that's here more often.
Agreed.
Because he actually is here quite a bit. I just don't think a lot of people know it.
Awkward silence. I'm hoping we come back to the topic at hand, like the elephant in the room.
Anyone else?
So, do we want to have, if you will, a little vote to switch the sponsor?
Or to add sponsor on top of?
I think for now we should just add Audrey as a secondary sponsor, and if Skulls continues to show absence, we'll just convert it over to Audrey completely.
Keep it simple.
Okay. All right. Well, then, votes on the table. All in favor? Say aye.
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 I
Aye.
Yodelay.
Fine.
Any opposed? Fantastic.
on the topic of sponsors, I was looking through the prospect list when I was looking at my dues, and I saw that our former treasurer, Red, still on the list is sponsoring a prospect named Rocky. I just figured that, well, Rocky isn't really around, but if it really comes to it, I can just take over a Red sponsor.
Yeah, I don't even know who the hell
Just to
that
get
is,
it off
honestly.
the page so we don't have someone that's retired listed there as sponsoring someone. And we can cross fingers that Rocky may show up. I can see if we can get in contact with him. If not, we can, as I've noticed, get it squared away and get it removed. I believe Rocky is the only prospect that that
Just
they or yeah Red is listed on there.
real quick, I needed to cover this real quick. Those of you who can see this, okay, you should be able to see something called, we're going to just call it RC. Should be right below Lost in Server. Okay, just make sure you familiarize yourself with that. That way we can kind of keep records of what's going on. You are officers in this club, right? So you have duties to do to make sure no one is violating, you know, what we have written and our laws and whatnot. I will be putting one in there momentarily for what just had happened to Roscoe. Okay. That way it is there and there is a paper trail for it. Okay. If you have any questions, just reach out. Leadership will mark it with a green check mark, basically just acknowledging it and saying, yes, go for it, you know? I would say that'd be fair, chaps. Oh, Jay, you guys cool with that?
Yeah.
That way we're in aware and we're acknowledging it, right? Where we know what's going on.
Yeah.
That way we don't have OGs running around or no, what the hell's an OG? I mean, enforcers running around just doing whatever, right?
Yep, that works for me.
Cool. Just to verify, the enforcers at this table can see that, what I was talking about?
Yes, we
Confirm.
can.
Okay, good. If I'm not around when, well, I'll just drop a line somewhere. It's all right. The only other thing I've got to say is, for officers and new officers, welcome. We have to strive to be a little bit better on dealing with members, and when it comes to such items as disrespect. It doesn't have to go every time, like I've said this before. I said this the last time we were at the table. It doesn't have to go to a table vote every time something happens, right? Take care of it. If it's something like we're going to kill them, especially a patch member, for whatever reason, yeah, that needs to go to table vote, right? Obviously, if we're going to kill a prospect, it needs to have a conversation about it, especially with the sponsor being involved. That way, it's more of a respect thing. Just don't act. We don't have incidents what we had before. The biggest thing is we need to eliminate the drama that we have had in the past weeks. Get back to business. Get back on track. Okay. I'm usually pretty good at answering emails when I'm able to. I know Chaps is. I know Jay is. I know Hawk is. As far as a leadership perspective. Because anytime I send them an email, they're right back with me within moments. I mean, the other day, Chaps and I actually had a nice little we had a phone call. That's what we say. A phone call of talking about some things. So there are some things going to be coming. Obviously, we're going to be filling that last leadership role pretty soon. So people will be moved around. People will be bumped up. I would say for the positioning I am sitting in, a lot of people, I would honestly say, and be good for just a confirmation, because we've done it before with every position like that, for a vote for El Presidente. Obviously, we had a conversation. Some of us were there. We had a conversation with government officials, and they were talking about just moving people. What we've always done in the past is we've always voted our leadership. We've always done that. Everybody who's in leadership had been voted in, and you go to table votes, and there's the proof that they have been. So I want to make sure that that's clear. There's probably some other things we probably need to iron out. I'm not going to recommend anyone for El Presidente. I'm kind of wanting the members to choose. That's what I want. That's the way it would happen, right? So you guys know what that means, leadership-wise, anyway. But for an instance, there's some things that we can talk about later with it. There is kind of an ordeal of what would go down if, like, for an instance, if Chaps became Prez, and who would move to VP, who would move to Sergeant at Arms, things like that. But once again, even if, like, Chaps became president, VP, and then, like, say Jay wants the VP, those are all voted. You just don't get moved into. So let's be clear on that. So I want everybody's right. Everybody who's ever moved into a position has been voted. I put Chaps up for vote for VP. Passed, we moved to VP. Right? But it's, obviously we can't just take any just member and put them up there, because that would be a catastrophe, and I would probably get a bazillion emails saying you can't fucking do that. So that 5th leadership position coming up, start thinking about, from an officer standpoint, who we think would be the best fit. I've got someone in my mind. We've kind of talked about it amongst leaders a little bit, but obviously I've always been open and transparent when it comes to big decisions like that, and I like having members involved and stuff like that. That's the way we have always ran, and I do not want to stray away from that. I know other crews, they just kind of put people there, whatever. I like to have transparency with all the members, and that's what differs us from a lot of other crews out there, I would think. But getting back on topic, as officers, you guys have to proceed yourselves a little bit better. I know it's a lot to ask. I know sometimes that leadership's not around. Sometimes there's only one cabinet member, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man, the drama is crazy. It's freaking crazy here lately. It's gotten to the point to where it's hard for me to wake up, and I'm just being honest. I don't like that. Like, I love waking up. I love riding with everybody. I love Lost, right? I've put a lot of time in the Lost. I started this thing freaking 3 years ago, and it was just me and it was me, I can't even remember the names, Murphy and Roland. Not Roland, what was it? Butch. It was Butch. It was 3 of us that started it, and we just kind of put a lot of time in. I mean, it was a lot of time. And then it just kind of grew, right? I know Jay's an original member. Chaps is an original member. Like, these people have been here from the start, right? Now, that being said, I know it's hard. Everybody's got a lot of stuff going on outside the world. For the drama perspective side, we need to clear that up. And all of us as leaders together, all of us need to start waking up a little more. Because you just never know. Don't always rely on me. Right? You might wake up one day and I might not be here. I might be dead somewhere. You never know, right? So let's do better. Everybody in these positions have been here and selected and voted in for a reason. Don't make people regret that. Okay, not saying anybody is, but if we stay down the same road and the same course, we will probably lose members. It will be the fall of the law. And I don't want that to happen. And I'm sure you guys don't want that to happen either. Okay? That's the biggest thing. Enforcers, do your job. Enforce the freaking bylaws. If you have any issues, get with your SA. That's his job. Like, he is your overwatcher. Shouldn't be coming directly to me. Shouldn't be coming directly to Chaps. Right? If Hawk doesn't know, Hawk, you know what to do. You get with your SA. If he doesn't know, I guarantee you he'll get with Chaps and it'll be resolved before it gets to me. Now, if it doesn't, and then we go to another church meeting, we're like, well, this is news to me. This is news to me. This is news to me. That is not a good look. And officers know about it, but we don't. A freaking email takes 2 seconds. Hey, you need to wake up because we have to have an important conversation. 2 seconds. I guarantee you everybody here can make 10 minutes to come hear you out.
Just because my email status is red doesn't mean I'm not around. I just don't like the color green.
Yeah, I like blue.
May I ask a question?
Yep.
So, Karma, as you are going nomad,
Yes.
do you have anybody that you would like to see personally as a tail gunner?
Well, since it's held as an honorary position, I think it doesn't need to necessarily transfer ownership until the right person is found to wear it. Nothing should be rushed.
I get
Real
that.
quick. Yeah, and plus tail gunner's appointed as of right now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, because that came from actually Chaps who came to me and that we appointed, just because of Karma's integrity, her experience, her ability of everything. Karma's not afraid to say what's on her mind, and that's what this club needs more of. Right? Needs a lot more of it. It's not challenging your rule or your say. It's a member in the club who loves the club, who doesn't want to see it fuck up. So that's why Karma does that. Not trying to speak for her, but I'm on the same term of where she comes from, right? And by the way, Karma, you will be keeping that tail gunner patch on your cut in the NOMADs.
Very well. I appreciate that, Press.
But that doesn't mean we don't have a tail gunner for the actual charter. So just everybody's on the same page here. Carmen, do you have anything you want to say before your last day amongst us?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I appreciate that. I'll try to keep it quick. I understand, and I've had this conversation with many of you, that patches carry burdens, sometimes big, sometimes small. I have done a lot of reflecting over the last 24 hours specifically regarding a whole host of things that have led me to make the decision to go to Nomad. And I want to be transparent, and nothing that I say is coming from a bad place, so please don't go there. Don't take it there. This club, I almost walked away from it many months ago because of what I saw, what I've experienced, the things that just don't set well with me. And all the time I've wasted having conversations with people regarding the things that I've seen and how many people that seem to just carry brooms and sweep shit underneath rugs just to hide things, like the two to my left. It's very dishonorable. Some of the things that I've seen, the lack of certain people being around to be able to help our secretary not be the only person in cabinet consistently managing the club in the absence of others. And I understand that not everybody can be around all the time. That's not what I'm getting at. But this club, we owe it to the people who created it, the reason that it exists. It has purpose. It has a history that's greater than everyone in this room combined. And the sooner we, pay emphasis and honor that, then we don't forget why we're here and what it means in the wholeness of it all. This club could last hundreds of years, easy, if it's administered and it's ran correctly, and those that situate the laws of the club hold themselves fucking accountable to those laws themselves. And I cannot tell you how disheartening it has been to watch it suffer because of the lack and ignorance of decisions that get put out there that just fuck it all up and spit on the patch time and time again. I love all of you, and it pains me so much to just give up. I don't give up. I stand here, I fight, I bleed, I get shot, all while dying because I care. I have given so much advice to so many people just to watch them fucking walk over it at the end of the day or the next. The callousness, the ego, the popularity contests, the clique, the bullshit just ensues on the daily is nauseating and so against who we are and what we stand for and what this patch and this leather and all the things we've earned upon our own. They have significance, and those significances are greater than everybody here. Do not ever forget what makes a club. It is not you. It is the people who join it, the people who come in to be a part of it and give up everything to be welcomed within it. Honor that always, and love and honor one another unwaveringly. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Karma.
Appreciate all of you.
Let's do better, guys. All of us. Talk in trouble. I expect you to make amends of what you're doing.
Consider it done.
Yep.
Anybody else got anything to say?
Nothing until we clear the room.
I can leave if you would like.
No, I don't think it's just you. I think it's just amongst leaders now.
Okay.
You guys go do great things. Appreciate all of you.
Will do. And Hulk, I'll wait till you're available to talk to JB or Junior.
All right.
And if you need anything from my ledger, just let me know and I'll share it.
Praise the lost.
Of course. So how?
Hey, Karma.
Yeah,
Love you, sister.
I love you too, man.
And I appreciate all you. It really means a lot to me. All the advice, all the inspiration you've given me, the guidance. It is invaluable. I hope you realize that.
I do.
Connor.
One moment.
I just don't want to die without making an impact.
Trust me, you've made an impact. You've definitely made an impact.
Okay,
We love you, Karma.
I know.
And forever, your name will carry on as a legend in this club. You really have made more of an impact than what you realize. You helped me grow. You helped all your other prospects grow. And those people are now passing that on. It will never be forgotten.
Don't let this fail.
I will do everything in my power to make sure that I am doing right by what you expect and what they expect. Because you're right. This club isn't about one person. This club isn't about one idea or one ideology. This club is about the people. This club is about its members, its prospects, its hangarounds.
Yeah. Always has been, always will be.
And I will make amends.
I know. I know you will. And he's here, so that is good.
Love you, sis.
Love you too.
I think I'm gonna add something if that's okay with you, Carl.
Just don't make me cry, please. Fucking hate that
No.
shit.
We're all here. I'm not the greatest of speeches. I'm just gonna tell you what I know, what I've learned through you, and you are ultimately have been a major inspiration within the club. You were the first person who I really met through the club. You were the person who set me straight in this club. And you were the person who also gave me capability to step up where I am. Of course, we had our ups and downs, but we're all human at the end of the day. And both of us still held true and had balls of steel going through all the arguments and all the fights and everything. And everything has been resulting from you being the inspiration, you especially with even a lot of the women in this club, to just be tough, be outright, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
I'm really proud of you. I hope you know that.
Right.
Here.
Love you, Tom.
Love you too.
About everything I wanted to say has already been mentioned, but I will say this. I will forever cherish the moment we had that first brawl behind the Yellow Jack. It would always be in my memory, and whenever people ask, well, how did you get patched in, I'm always going to relay that story. Think about it every single day, and with you departing, it's going to be a thing that I'll forever remember.
I love you, buddy. And I'm so proud of you as well.
Oh shit.
And I remember when you beat my ass. That was good.
Sure it was.
I respected it. Be well, okay?
No, I'm just grabbing something from my bike. Don't mind me.
I'm confused. I'm torn. What?
I guess we're all making each other cry today, so I'm gonna miss you, Karma. Really am. You know. My first day in the club was, well, no trouble, obviously, but I remember meeting you for the first time and I gave you a little bit of attitude. Who would have thought that a few weeks later, you would have been my sponsor? You know?
Yeah.
And then I would earn my 3-piece. And now I'm seeing my sponsor move on and do her own thing. I can't follow in your footsteps, Karma, but you've taught me so much in this club. It made me a better person because of it. Just want you to know that.
I know
I
that.
don't think if it would have been from the direction of you that I would have ever really found a home here. The thing that you taught me as a sponsor.
I'm glad I did. And I can't wait to meet your kid.
Up to show her to you.
Yeah.
Well,
I
good.
love that.
Wednesday, I'm babysitting. You can come help me.
Sounds good.
Oh my god, you're making me cry.
Harley, thank you for the kind words.
You made this my home. I want you to know that. And I don't think if it were for you that I would have ever had a home here.
Just never give up on who you are and the struggles that make you and define who you are and who you become. Okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes the past, you just you gotta hold on to the past because it helps forge who you are in the future.
Yeah.
Love you,
Take
Press.
care of yourself. If you ever need anything, you know where I'm at.
Of course, man. Thank you, winner.
Thank you. Right.
Known each other a long time, man.
Oh yeah.
Gone through a lot together, you and I. You were a part of it all, man. Starting here years ago, like you got shit done. I needed anything. You took care of it, dude. You were that fucking guy. And that has never changed with you at all. And I appreciate
It's
it.
about having family, you know.
Goddamn right. I'm thankful for mine. God damn, I hate crying. Fuck y'all.
Did we shoot you?
Might as well.
We need to go have our conversation. Oh,
Hope you be good out there.
Oh well, man. You too. Call me if you need anything, and I fucking mean anything. I'll have your back even if I'm in a fucking wheelchair. I'll put a gun on that fucker and I'll slide in there and fuck some shit up.
We'll ride again soon.
Keep you to that.
Together. Not yet though. But soon. I can tell you that.
Alright. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Stop crying.
I'm not crying. I got fucking dust in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty. What the fucking prospects? Clean this place up.
They're already doing that.
You guys be good.
You too.
We go.
Later, Prez.
Later, Prez.
Later.
Well, I feel like it's my turn before I go and address something. Oh boy. Karma, you and I have had plenty of conversations. And everything you've ever told me from the very beginning up until recently, I've listened and I've acknowledged it. Now, did I take action on all of it? No. And I can admit that. That is my fault. I've been doing my best to delegate with all the officers. But after today, all the chats we've had, I'm going to I say it all the time. I feel like it never happens, but I'm going to do better in keeping myself in check, keeping ops in check. I'm the only leader around. If there's other leaders, then I can delegate the work to all of us. Because I feel like having more leaders helps put out for a better, club. It's just how it is. And I feel like, me personally, I feel like I've failed you. And I feel like I'm the reason for your departure. Whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know. But you know as well as I do that we've had a very healthy bond all the time. And I've listened to you. And I'm gonna miss you. I've been there for your stuff, your personal stuff outside of this club. And I just hope that we stay in contact. Because I don't want this to cause me to lose one of the best friendships I had in this club. You'll always be in my heart, Karma, whether you want to or not. I'm not just gonna, because you're leaving, just forget about you. I can't. And I hope that someday I can make you proud.
Hulk, I don't know if you really do ever fully understand how important you are. I hope you do. And the only reason that I even give you my time, give you my breath, Jesus, or just give you advice is because at the end of the day, every time, man, I just want you to do good because I know you can be that guy, but you've been given an unfair shake because you are the one that's always around and you're the one who's always having to handle it all. And I want you to know, like, that's the only reason I would bring things up, is to help you. To make you see things, a different perspective is always welcome. I would hope. I don't want you to fail because I know what your passion is here and I know how heavy that it holds you and how important it is. I just don't want you to fail. I'll feel responsible if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
And I hope that you take the things that you'll reflect on from all the conversations that we've had when I'm gone, when I'm absent, when I'm not around like I am now. And I hope they'll help you. It's all I ever wanted. And that doesn't change because issues fall in between you and I. I don't hold grudges. I don't dwell on pettiness. I don't have time. It's hard enough to get up and go and do whatever. And family like this club is, bro, it's my heart. It's what I love. It's the one consistent thing I've always had in my life, being in any of the clubs that I've been in, including this one. And I'll always be there to help. I'm only a call away, and you know where I live. Nothing changes.
I hope not.
But I do
Well.
expect you to do better. And I
Oh.
do expect you to hold yourself up on the pedestal that you've earned to fucking stand upon. And show your worth and your integrity to the fullest extent of that patch and every single one of them that you've earned, that you wear. Right?
I know.
Never sacrifice yourself because you are the only you will ever have.
Yeah. I've made some good connections here. I think we all have.
Yeah, would agree. Go handle it.
Psst, trouble, you're pointing it.
I love you.
I love you too, man.
All right. I think me and Trouble got something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Jay, can we borrow you? Are you busy?
Well, we still haven't said our goodbyes to
Okay.
Karma yet. So.
God damn it.
All right.
Sorry.
Chaz, did you have you
No.
yet or no?
I'm gonna make
I'm
mine
not.
short and sweet. No tears. Just.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, she's moving on.
It's been a pleasure for me as well. And I know you were big into putting me into this patch, into this unique cut.
Yeah, I'm alright.
I know it was something that was very important to you, and I want you to know the emphasis to how important it was for me to receive it and to honor it every day and to feel tremendous pride to be able to wear it.
I'm glad.
Hey, JD.
Do me a favor and take good care of that knife.
No.
Yeah,
Real quick.
of course. It's very beautiful, man. Thank you. I'll take great care of it, so don't worry. And should you ever have a need for me, please let me know. Forever lost, you know.
Forever lost.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that play heck got me through some shit from when I went from cool stuff to not cool stuff.
Got you. Thank you very much, Chops.
Of course. You be safe out there.
Love you, buddy.
Love you.
I have my HUD pulled up, so. Uh-oh, the big Sarge.
I'm not one who's good at goodbyes, nor do I like to say goodbye, so I'll keep
know.
it short, sweet, and simple. I appreciate the words you've given to me. I've taken them to heart. I've tried to improve myself as a sergeant at arms. I've tried to do better by the name, by the patch that I represent, and the responsibilities that I hold within the club. And I appreciate the words that you have given to me, Karma. I really do.
I've held that position before and I know how hard it is. Just honor the shit out of it. You know what to do. And if you don't, let me know. I got you.
I'll definitely give you a call if I'm having any doubts in myself or my capabilities.
Good.
Because I know you have my back just as I have yours, 110%.
Unwaveringly and forever, my man. You keep on keeping on, kicking ass. Grow this club.
I'll do my damnedest.
I believe you will. Good shit. Love you, buddy.
Love you too, Karma.
Okay.
I've got a lot that I want to say to you. I really don't know where to start. I guess I should probably start by saying thank you. You've done a lot for me, more than you probably know. I've told you before, you've made me see a lot in myself that I didn't really even know was there. You saved me. You saved me from myself. If it weren't for you and Prez that night on that bridge, I'm not entirely too sure that I would have come down on the right side of said bridge. I think about that night every day, and think about what you said to me every day, and I hold it close to my heart. I hold you close to my heart. You will always have a very special place in my heart, Karma.
Right back at you, my man. I am very proud of you, though. I know that some of the conversations that I might have echoed your way or into your ears may have seemed otherwise, but I am very proud of you. You know, when I nominated you to become our chaplain, you know, shit happens, right? And it's how we get up from it that makes and defines who we are as a person.
Yeah.
And here you are, standing in front of me today as an enforcer. So I'd say you're doing good. Do not ever put yourself in a hole like you've been in. You are better than that. You deserve better than that. And you are bigger than that. There are so many people here that will seek your mentorship to understand what it is to wear that patch and to be that man. Do not disappoint them. Deep down, internally, externally, you understand what that means. You understand the weight to which it carries. Demonstrate it well and to the very best of your ability, but understand as well, without beating the shit out of yourself, that you're going to stumble. And the great thing about being in a club, Chaz, is that there are so many people that will be there to pick you up, to help you walk, to do whatever you need to do to get right. But you gotta be open, you gotta be honest, and you gotta be understanding of when to have those conversations and with whom.
Yeah. And I've been trying my damnedest to change.
See it?
I think, you know, what happened to my arm, I think I needed it. I'm glad it happened because it was kind of a wake-up call for me.
For the fact that you can say that, I would say that you have learned.
Yeah, and I've been doing my best to change, and I hope that you and I hope that everyone else has noticed that.
If they haven't, they will in time because you'll show them.
Yeah.
I appreciate your words very much. Love you, brother.
Love you.
Sis,
Hey.
I know we haven't communicated a lot, but when I was around, you actually taught me how to handle and hold myself. Through your teachings and you showed me how to improve myself. So, I just wish I could follow your footsteps more, wish I was around more, but with what I learned from you, it will never fade away.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I really hope that you do well. And I'm really happy to see that you've earned your patch.
Thank you.
I know you have it. I know you have anger. And I know things get to you in a specific way. I've known you long enough to be able to see that on my own. Just take your time to process the worth of that anger before you act upon it.
I promise I will.
I believe that you will, and I wish you the very best, and I am only a phone call away.
I got your number. If I need you, I'll call you.
Sounds good, chick. Kick ass out
Love you,
there,
sis.
okay? Love you too.
Will do.
I did not expect all of this today.
Oh, well, that'll happen when it's just put on the table that you're leaving us. Not forever, though.
Well, nomad.
I'm sure you'll be back.
So, still wear the colors. But ride independent. And, you know, like I told Winter, if the club has a need, I'll be there.
What in the Jesus Christ is that bullshit?
Oh my lord.
That's a really good question.
Alright guys, well that's where we'll end this long ass video. So, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.